Hello, this is JilliBling, and I have another project using little note cards. And I'm trying to make these a bit simple, so you can make a whole bunch of them, and not too loaded with dimensionals and bling and ribbon, so that they're easy to mail or easy to hand out, but a little bit more on the simple side. So I'm going to do 5 different designs. In the catalog on page 17, I'll show you here in just a minute, are packs of note cards, and they come in white, and for a while they were in vanilla, but this paper surprisingly goes well with white and vanilla. If you look at just this one page, this one sheet, and a lot of the sheets are just like that, the background is half white and half vanilla, and it's very subtle shading. So you look at this and it's like, oh great, it goes with the vanilla, but if you were to put it with white, I'm looking around for something white, it works with that too. And I could see like a heavy white presence right here. So it's awesome paper, and all of these projects are going to use the Golden Greenery designer paper, and a lot of them, the stamp set, the Golden Greenery stamp set has beautiful images, which are the same as that, which is on the designer paper, but I'm using more the designer paper where we just have to cut it out. And speaking of the designer paper, well here, let me bring this all over. So we're going to use metallic sequins today. Ribbon, cherry cobbler, and gold. Look at that little gold band in there. And here's the pieces for the card and the envelope back. I'll show you that in just a minute. In the catalog on page 17 are basic white note cards and envelopes. There's 10 envelopes and 10 note cards. Convenient. It makes a card project really fast. So these are 2 sheets of the designer paper, and you're like, oh, they got the same print on them, but they are different. This one has bells on it. This one doesn't. When I flip them over, the striped one, you could use the dies on. The plaid one, you have to mostly fussy cut, with the exception of the single bells. The double bells, you have to fussy cut, but these, the small and the large, there's a die that will cut those. Today we're going to be focusing on this grouping right here, which is in like soft seafoam and olive. I think to me it looks like mistletoe, because we always have mistletoe and we always get a bunch. We have a perfect spot to hang it right when you come in the door, right when you go through the hallway. And so we have a bunch of it every year. By the end of the season, it's looking a little ragged, but to me, the leaves look very similar to this. One note, which I just found out, is when you look at that image on here, and this is fussy cut paper, has the berries on it. This, which you don't have to fussy cut, doesn't have the berries on it. I like the berries on it. So a little bit more effort, but it's great to use up these pieces of paper. One other note on this project, and I'll bring it back into focus here in just a minute. When you look at the different, I'm just going to pretend like this really is mistletoe. The greenery, this one, see how it's a little bit long, kind of tapered down at the bottom, and this one is a little bit wider. I'm going to use the long one on the front of the card and the short one on the inside of the card. Okay, and here's the rest of the pack of paper. Okay, so this one has berries on it, and it's a little bit long, and it's fussy cut. If I were to flip this over, you'd see the plaid paper. This one is the shorter one. Once again, it's fussy cut. And so instead of leaving the branch up there kind of all naked, I just put a little knot, not quite as thick as a bow. The bow is very cute. And then I decorate the envelope, and we'll do that today with the same paper. Okay. So let's get started. We can start with the envelope because it takes just a second to dry. So I'm going to put glue all over on the flap, right around the perimeter, close to the edge if you can. And I cut this paper to 5 1/4 by 2. Sorry. And all the paper cut sizes are in the video description for all the cards. Oh, and I could show you, I'll show you project number 1. This is project number 2. There's going to be 5 of them. And all kind of quick, which is really outside of my wheelhouse. But they're coming out quick. Cute. So there's this one. Decorate the envelope. And when I look at this, yeah, it's a little bit fussy, but you know, what's a girl to say? It's pretty. So this is number 1. And you could do all 10 of yours the same. You could do it any way you like, but I'm going to come up with 5 different ideas. This just gets stuck onto the cherry cobbler. Isn't that pretty? So the next step is to stamp the words. Oh, and the words, I'm using Greetings of the Season, Golden Greenery, Greetings of the Season, fabulous stamp set. On the card number 1, I used It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year and Season's Greetings. And I wanted to use something different just because. So I'm going to use Love and Joy. And then on the inside, it simply says, For You. This would be great to have and put it on a package or have it inside a little gift bag. It's very sweet. Okay, so let's fold this in half. And these are already scored. And then, before you attach anything to your card base, I know you all stamp perfect, but if you don't, this might be convenient for you too. And you know, every time I turn this paper and I turn it that way, it's like, oh, that's sideways. Then I turn it again, oh, that's sideways. And when you look at it up close, all those little stars are exactly the same. Okay, so Love and Joy. Notice how I didn't stick this down yet. I'm going to put it right here. Good. But say that you messed up or you smudged it or you did catch an edge. You can take this, make this the inside. These are inside papers. And now you have one more shot. I think you could do it with any card. But we're successful today. While I have the cherry cobbler ink out, I might as well do the inside with the For You. But I need this greenery just for placement for the For You. So I've already cut those out. This one is for the front, the long one. And there's this one For You. And magic paper. If I mess up here, I could flip this one over. Okay. On a roll today. Done with the ink, done with stamping, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to let those dry just a little bit. This, I'll attach it. I'm going to put glue at the stem and dimensionals under most of the little leaves at the end. Maybe one in the middle. Then I'll put glue right up here. And get that somewhat in the angle, leaving room for the ribbon. Okay, that's looking good. Oh, look what I did. Did you see it when I did that? What the heck? I might have to do my thing where I flip it. It's from right there. Well, okay, time for recovery. Let's see, because I think that the cherry cobbler liner is not right up. I don't know if that's going to cover that up. So let me try sand eraser that you can get on Amazon. What this, it's just like a nail file. And it'll take off the top layer of paper. Look at that, it's kind of working. The only thing is after I get done doing this, when I feel the paper, it's going to be a little bit rough. But you know what? That's working just fine. could still see it a little bit. I think I'd rather that be on the inside of the card than the front of the card. So I'm going to try again. Wouldn't you know? Okay, that goes right there. And love and joy. Okay. So far, that looks better. No ink. So this can be attached. And I could put it on dimensionals, but I'm trying to keep these easy to mail, flat, not too much work. Okay. And this, dimensionals, little ones, yeah, I'm putting them on the inside. I could just do it flat, but you know. A little bit of glue down here. That could go there, leaving room for the ribbon. Okay, let that dry a bit. Let's work on the bow for here. We could put the cherry cobbler piece in, cover up that whoops. Yeah, you can't even see it. Just maybe just a hint of it. And it is a little bit rough, but that's okay. I didn't get it far enough up. There we go. Okay, so for the knot, it's nothing fancy. It is just a knot. And when you tie the knot, I think the trick to doing it is don't do it too tight. So, just a regular old everyday knot. Okay, so here we know it's not going to fall apart. That looks really pretty. If I pull it a little bit, because I don't want it to unravel. That's how it looks good too. There. That, it kind of has the point at the bottom, which to me means that's the bottom of the knot, or that's how it's going to be. Then I'll trim up these ends. This one's really poking up. Okay, but if I pulled it really tight, it would be more or less invisible. This one I have them going. Upward, upward. Just a little something to cover up, because if you left it just like that, it seems like something is missing. And then just a regular old everyday shoelace bow. You know I want to do a double bow, but trying to keep it a little simple. So when you're doing your bow, you all know being at this point, one side's bigger than the other. Put your thumb in it. And then kind of cinch it a little bit, not too much, otherwise it will be invisible, the knot. Pull that down, pull this part down, give a little pull. Okay, that's how tight it's going to be. I'll just keep adjusting these. And when I put a glue dot underneath it, and then I'm going to follow it up with liquid glue to really lock that bow onto the card, that will keep the bow right in this position. Okay, so 2 glue dots, one for the front, one for the inside. I'm going to take the glue dot and roll it up kind of as small as I can, and I'm fine if there's some thickness to it. Put that right here, because if I left it whole, I know it would show on either side of this knot, and then when you opened or closed your card, like right now my finger is kind of sticking to it, but if I put this glue on it, it's going to lock it into place, and it's going to cover up that tacky glue dot. It'll take just a minute to dry though. Okay, and then for the front, dry. Oh, the little ribbon, it's in the way of the fold. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now this one is going to go here, same process. Take the glue dot, maybe this one I'll just fold it in half. Put the ribbon on it. Trying to make sure that the glue dot doesn't show through, because I don't want the card to be stuck inside the envelope. Then I want a little bit of the stem showing, and then I'm going to follow it up with liquid glue again. Maybe. Well, let's try that again. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this has to dry and that has to dry. So we could do the envelope and the bling. So the bling, this is metallic sequins, and I'm going to use the gold. I was thinking of the white because they're similar to the berries, but see when you put the white over this, I think it's distracting. So let's do gold. I'll do 1 big gold and 2 little gold. Okay, we're decorated. Okay, and now for the envelope. So it's on there, it's good. So I'm just gonna trim this. So I have to say the last project I'm using Blackberry Bliss, and that ribbon that's so pretty, that one's not going to be, well, maybe it'll be a bit simple, but just FYI. Okay, so this is project number 2. Project number 1, 3 more coming, no cards. The best thing, you see how quick that goes. If you assembly lined it, you did all of your envelopes, all of your cutting out while you're watching TV. Just if you did it, you could get through all this really fast. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.